And items needed for infant and child care are also on the list, like high chairs, booster seats, and car seats. The pandemic has made it easier than ever to throw on a mask, get in, get out before it ever gets a good look at you. Lucky us, that includes the Ford Explorer. That's actually the car that we drive. And you only have to give the laptop back if you transfer out of DCPS, like if you graduate or go to a different school district. Plates and silverware, cups, and other appliances, like a teapot. The museum is still about $400,000 short of funding this entire project. One thing you can do to donate is to buy a ticket and come visit. So right now we're actually here live just off of Yellow Bluff Road, and you can see there is a recycling bin right there. So that's why it's good to have one of these anti-drowning kits from Great Strides Rehabilitation. It comes with things like pool alarms and other items. So the supplies are there. Parents just need to go ahead and sign up for one. What they need to do is go right to their Focus account and fill out that survey.
In his first ever television interview, Jolene Cummings' husband opened up to News 4 Jax reporter Ashley Harding.
Me and the family, this is where we come visit her.
It's not the typical place you go to grieve a loved one, but it's all Jason Cummings has. Does it hurt knowing that to have that moment with her, you have to come see a bench?
All the time, especially for the kids. You know, they don't have a gravesite to go visit. This is the only thing they have to remind them of their mama.
A lot's changed in the years since Jolene Cummings disappeared. Her husband, Jason, never imagined raising his two boys without her. What kind of mom was she?
She was a good mom. I think that's got a lot to do with why I fell in love with her. It's because she was a good mom.
These photos, shared publicly for the first time, reflect a happy family. A doting mother first, Jolene was also a talented hairdresser, a path that led her to the Tangles hair salon. Now separated and going through a divorce, Jason is still mystified by that Mother's Day weekend when she failed to pick up the children. Jason says he'd never heard anything about Jolene's mysterious coworker. What prompted the attack that day, still unclear.
I don't know, Jolene seen something that wasn't right about her, and I guess it scared her.
Jason says his boys, now 6 and 8, still don't know all the details of what happened to their mom. As they get older, he knows that day is coming.
I hope they understand what I did, you know, keeping it from them while they were young. But I also hope that they don't have no hard feelings towards me when they do find out the hard, you know. It's, I don't know, it's just a weird situation, you know.
If given the chance to say one thing to the person responsible, if you could look her in the eye like you're looking me right now, what would you say to her?
But the first thing I would ask her is, where is she at? I mean, she's called, it's over with. Let us have peace.
With Mother's Day approaching, Jason reflects on happy memories. Tell me about Goozer.
That was from her friend, Brooke. I think her friend Brooke used to call her that.
And the mother, he says, had a heart of gold.
A lot of things I wish I could take back, but I mean, she opened my eyes in a lot of ways. Yeah.
How so?
Well, she taught me how to be a better dad.
Do you talk to your kids about their mom?
I still think they ask questions about her. They know that she's in heaven, being looked after. They think that's her guardian angel.
What would you say to her if you could say one more thing to Jolene? What would it be?
I don't think y'all have enough film in that camera to. We miss her and love her every day.
We reached out to the Florida Department of Corrections for an update on Kimberly Kessler since she went to prison. In contrast to her behavior while she was in the Nassau County Jail, we are told so far she's had no disciplinary reports.
And Jason Cummings says he still has hope. One day his wife's remains will be found and she'll finally be laid to rest.
Lynn Kelly tells me in 1954, the Blue Angels actually wanted to add a first lieutenant Marine with 1,000 hours of jet time. But at the time, she tells me her grandfather was a captain. Either way, things worked out and he signed on with the Blue Angels. She couldn't be more proud of her grandpa, who she calls her hero. Every year, millions of people take in the spectacle. The air shows, a thrilling American pastime. But when Lynn Kelly sees the Blue Angels, she sees her beloved grandfather.
I look up in the sky and I see the number 5 plane, which is what he flew, and I just think, wow, my grandfather did this.
This is Captain Chuck Hyatt. 1954 was the start of a thrilling adventure for the young pilot. Kelly says Captain Hyatt, seen third from the right, and the crew made great memories. They even came up with a new flight maneuver called the solo loop to landing.
He told so many stories. He would laugh, and just the camaraderie that he said they had was just like brothers right away. They welcomed him, even though he was a different rank, not the rank they wanted.
Kelly tells me Captain Hyatt eventually went on with his career, served multiple tours, and retired as a lieutenant colonel. Kelly says of everything her amazing grandpa did, his Blue Angels story is her favorite.
It's really cool to have that kind of history in my family because so many people love the Blue Angels. And I just love the fact that I can say that not only did my grandfather fly, but he was the first Marine to do it.
For his service and history-making stint with the Angels, Kelly says Hyatt was awarded the Gray Award. Sadly, he wasn't able to see it. He died this past March at 93, joining his wife of nearly 70 years. With the city set to observe its bicentennial, Kelly honors the Blue Angels and remembers her forever hero.
It brings me a tear to my eye because, you know, I would have loved for him to have been able to tell the story. I love him and we miss him a lot. We miss him a lot, but he had a good life and yeah, forever he'll be with us.
And another great story before we go. I want to go ahead and show our viewers this picture right here. Lynn Kelly told me that her grandpa actually thought of himself as the father of Fat Albert. That's the aircraft you see here. It is the large transport plane that was involved in the air shows. She says in the 1970s, her grandfather was at the Marine Corps headquarters and saw the request coming from the Blue Angels that saying they wanted a C-130. Well, he managed to locate the only C-130 that was not planned to be a tanker. She said he approved that request, and there you go, Fat Albert was born. Now again, an amazing life well spent. Reporting live this morning, Ashley Harding, Channel 4, the local station. Inside this modest building just off Harriet's Bluff Road in Woodbine, business is hoppin', or should we say poppin'. All that kettle corn, all that sound. But the sweetest sound you'll hear is what people have to say about a guy named Joe.
Joe is a perfect inspiration to other people.
When we're out in the local community, people will stop us in the grocery store and say, "Hey, Joe," and I'm like, I don't know who these people are, but they're talking to him.
And once you meet him, you can't help but love him.
So you may be wondering, who is Joe?
Poppin' Joe. Yeah, Joe. Yes, right.
This is Joe Steffi, owner and operator of Poppin' Joe's Gourmet Kettle Corn. Joe has Down syndrome, and while he's a man of few words, his heart and drive say enough. Joe started popping about 20 years ago and launched his business in Kansas with the help of his mom and dad. And the last couple years, he moved to Woodbine to live with his sister.
I think the inspiration that he brings is what impacts people, and that's really cool to see.
But if there's one thing that really touches Jen Stratton's heart,
the community and how it came around and so many people helping in so many ways, and it takes a village.
Starting with the workshop where it all happens. Matt Jordan owns the property and rents space to Joe's business for, get this, $1 a year.
You go back to look at what he's had to overcome in his life, and I don't think anything would have held him back.
Joe's kettle corn can be found throughout town. It's even on display inside the Courtyard and Residence Inn on Jekyll Island. Director of Sales John Tharp says the great taste isn't the only thing to bring a smile.
Seen him just working away all day long to put the bags of popcorn together. So it's rewarding for him, and like I said, an inspiration to others.
Poppin' Joe's Gourmet Kettle Corn has 5 standard flavors: kettle corn, caramel, sweet and cheesy, cheddar, cinnamon, but they also do a flavor of the month. This month is Dill Ranch. With World Down Syndrome Day this week, Joe's supporters have another wish. Look at the ability, not the disability.
Don't let your limitations stop you from doing things that make you productive, that put you back in society and contact with others.
Proving to everyone, no matter what hand you're dealt in life, with hard work and a community's rallying spirit, anything is possible.